on tonight. Good morning, everybody. I'm Terrell Brown.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Judy. So enjoy the calm right now, right? Early Friday morning. We are getting ready for our first snowfall of the season. How much and where? Let's get all the answers. Meteorologist Tracy Butler is standing by. Hey, Trace.
Can I just preempt the next 2 hours?
I know.
to talk about it?
Lots to talk
Your
about.
show,
Yes.
all you.
Okay, you're right. We don't have the winter storm warning in our morning hours just fine, and I think most of the evening commute as well. The winter storm warning, it goes into effect at 9 o'clock this evening, and it now does include all of you in southern Wisconsin, too. Cook County, DuPage, down through Kendall and LaSalle. So here are the highlights or the lowlights, depending on your viewpoint. The snow is still going to be developing after the evening rush tonight. It will wind down during Saturday afternoon, and there's going to be a huge range of totals across the area. Anything from 1 inch across portions of Indiana and down into Kankakee to as much as 8 inches, very likely across southern Wisconsin, many of our north and far west suburbs too. So the timing, that's what everyone wants to know, and here we go. 7:30 this evening. Looks like our computer guidance is suggesting we'll start to see some. I think some of this is going to be falling into very dry air, and therefore initially might not even be reaching the ground, but it will overspread the area, especially overnight tonight. And then there you see tomorrow evening, Lights Festival. I think the falling snow will be done in the evening, but wow, it's going to get cold, and we'll talk about that coming up. Diane is in for the storm. It certainly looks great out there this morning for your morning commute. We certainly hope it stays that way for your Friday morning. We do have just a couple of incidents, though, we are watching for you at this hour. We definitely want to start on the Stevenson at Kedzie, which is where we have a crash, and that crash is taking out the right lane. Again, it's Stevenson at Kedzie. We also do have some road work on the Stevenson as well, and that is actually near LaGrange. It is actually causing a little bit of a delay approaching the tri-state as well. More on that coming up. In the meantime, back to you guys.
All right, Diane, thank you. And Tracy talked about the snow, and now city and state crews are getting ready to clear the road.
Eyewitness News reporter Tanya Babish joins us now live from Grandin Rockwell with what we'll see starting tonight. Tanya.
Good morning, Terrell and Judy. City and suburban crews are getting ready to salt the roads for the very first time this season. They want to ensure that as little snow as possible sticks with this first.
In Ferguson, Missouri.
Today, a 17-year-old boy accused of starting a fire that killed a couple's 2 dogs appears in court.
There with the latest coming up in our next hour.
A holiday celebration takes over Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago tomorrow, and police are taking extra steps to make sure this year's Mag Mile Lights Festival is a safe one. To the festivities.
Right.
Absolutely. You know, we usually average our first 1-inch snowfall December 2nd.
Wow.
So our gift to you from the weather department is to give it to you early.
Yes.
Sure. And lots of it.
Yeah,
But
maybe 8 inches.
you did give us November, which was so
Beautiful,
mild.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Very mild November, but it's a reality check, so here we go. So let's get to the reality of the situation. We get through the evening commute just fine. It will wind down Saturday afternoon, probably between 1 and 3 o'clock. We really see it winding down tomorrow afternoon. But there is going to be a huge range of totals, anything from an inch of snow, Kankakee, even here in the city. I think the lake is going to eat into a lot of the amounts. Here in the city, right along the lakefront, I think we could see maybe 1 and 2 inch totals. Then you get away from the lake, and then that's where we're going to end up seeing those higher amounts. Here we go. By 10:30 tonight, the snow is virtually knocking on our door. Out ahead of it, we most likely will see some of that snow, very, very light stuff. But here's our snowcast and what is suggesting. And there you see some of those higher totals again, far to the west, approaching 8 inches of snow, places like DeKalb and McHenry, and up into Waukegan, even into LaSalle, where you now have joined that contest of being in the winter storm warning tonight. So all of these amounts, including and being included in this winter storm warning, doesn't go into effect until 9 o'clock tonight, stays in effect until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 33 degrees right now out at O'Hare. Skies are clear, but the AccuWeather real feel is 25 degrees. So prepare for wind chills this morning in the 20s. It's 34 degrees in Berwyn. It is 33 in Park Ridge. Huntley now at 29. Hobart currently at 29 degrees. 37 degrees in Whiting. 31 degrees right now in Hampshire. So here's a look at the satellite and radar picture. You'd think not much going on. Even all that sunshine we had yesterday was beautiful looking, oh so windy. But here we travel to where the snow is, and it's across the northern and central plains right now. So it's still hundreds of miles away, but it is earmarked for a Chicago arrival. So this evening, initially, we'll probably even see a little rain-snow mix as the rush hour is winding down. That snow continues into the overnight hours into at least the first half of tomorrow afternoon, and then it just gets very blustery and cold.
We do have construction causing a bit of a problem on the outbound side of the Stevenson. Before we get to the construction, I wanted to tell you about a crash that was at Kedzie. That crash was in the right lane. It is now clear and out of the way. Nothing to slow you down there. Northbound Lakeshore Drive, the ramp to the outbound side of the Stevenson is scheduled to close at midnight tonight and then go to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You know, you couple that with possibly having some snow, it could be some bad news. So just keep that in mind if that is the way that you travel.
Prices down with us.
While nearly every store is trying to offer the cheapest Christmas tree, Milligers is focusing on making a better tree. They're brighter and last up to 50 years. Come and see our fabulous trees at Milligers for Seen and Sturtevant.
You're watching Judy Sue, Terrell Brown, weather with meteorologist Tracy Butler, and Roz Varen's traffic.
Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Today, there's a fierce debate for a plan to build a new community for Syrian refugees in Pontiac, Michigan.
I don't want production to its other factories.
Okay, the next time you buy salmon at the grocery store, it might be very different fish. The FDA has approved genetically engineered salmon.
Kindle Market. Well, good morning. All right. Well, the winter storm warning. Yes, when you went to bed last night, you were probably advised about the winter storm watch. It's been upgraded now, 9 p.m. tonight, however. So we get through the morning commute, and really, I think we get through the evening commute just fine. And in fact, there you see around 7:45, our latest data showing we'll probably start to see the radar trying to light up with a little bit of snow. I think the atmosphere is still so dry. Initially, it's going to have a tough time making its way all the way to the ground. But then overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, we will wake up to some fresh snow cover, something we have not seen since March. Right now, 33 degrees in Niles. It's 34 degrees. Riverside, 34 degrees out at Midway. Diane?
So far this morning, so there's nothing necessarily to slow you down in that regard. However, we did just get word of a car fire northbound in the tri-state right before 173. It is in the right lane, so people are stopping to take a look at that. So heads up if you are on the northbound side. Outbound in the Stevenson, we still have this road work, LaGrange to the tri-state, and actually that road work is causing a bit of a delay approaching. It's about 25 minutes now to get to the tri-state on the outbound side of the Stevenson. Not too bad, but it certainly is, you know, it's not even 5 o'clock in the morning. We've already got some delays, Judy, but hopefully this will all subside when they pick that road work up. Back to you.
All right, thank you. And Adele's new album, 25, debuts today, but it looks like you won't be able to find it on music streaming service in a week.
So basically, she wants you to buy the album. $4.49 this morning. Up next, homeless.
Welcome back, everybody. As the Bears get ready to face the Broncos this weekend, Jay Cutler is talking about his performance as QB.
Here's Mark.
Langford's experience now means Forte won't have to play every down upon return. As everyone agrees, once healthy, the more the merrier in the Bears' backfield. Dionne Miller, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Calgary. That's sports. I'm Mark G. and Greco.
4:53 this morning. Now a story that shows what the holidays are all about. The gift of giving.
Yes, and no matter how long your shopping list is, it cannot compare to one woman in New York. That's because she bought this entire toy store.
She is a saint.
Yeah.
Wow. 4:54 this morning. Up next, the holiday celebrations are getting started all around the Chicago area.
Now,
There was nothing about that snow picture that made me happy at all. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Terrell Brown.
I know, but after all, it is Friday, so good morning to you. That's the snow picture that we're talking about. Not here yet, but we're about ready to get our first taste of what's in store through next spring.
So we begin our snow coverage with meteorologists.
A winter storm warning, however, it does go into effect, but not until 9 o'clock this evening. So for our morning rush hour, we are looking at the fine conditions. It is going to be once again this evening. The winter storm warning goes into effect across much of the Chicago area and stays in effect until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Right now, as we take a look at the future cast, here we go, and we'll show you when we are anticipating this snow coming into the area. 8 o'clock this evening, it looks like we'll start to see some of that snow knocking on our door. So again, after the evening commute and through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow morning, when you wake up tomorrow morning, there should be some fresh snow on the ground. Well, as we look at our temperatures right now, we're in the 30s, but we do have wind chills in the 20s. It's 32 degrees at O'Hare, 34 at Midway, and 32 degrees right now in Gary. Complete forecast is coming up. Diane.
Roads out there this morning so far, and that's just looking at the big picture. There are a couple of incidents we are watching. This one is getting a little worse. Northbound of the Tri-State, right before 173, we had a car fire that was initially taking out one right lane. They have now moved it over to two right lanes, and that is causing a delay approaching that. Then we go on the Jane Addams eastbound, basically Tweeter River Road. There's some road work there, which if any of you travel on the Jane Addams, you know there's always road work there. But this morning, it's actually causing a bit of a delay approaching that scene. So do keep that in mind and give yourself a little bit of extra time, although that road work is supposed to be picked up any time now. So we'll let you know. Judy and Terrell, back to you.
Diane, thank you. And we have gotten plenty of warning about what is coming, and street crews say they are ready right now.
Eyewitness News reporter Tanya Babbage is live from Grandin Rockwell this morning. Tanya.
Terrell and Judy, this is the turning point in the season when you count your blessings and you give